Good morning and welcome back. Today is Sunday, September the 18th, 2022, and the time is 8 a.m. What you're seeing across me is the waterfront, and there is a boardwalk which goes from Brighton Beach Lighthouse to the Halifax port area where I was yesterday and where the cruise ships come. As of now, I don't have any plan for the morning. Of course, I have to get my coffee, but in terms of sightseeing, I don't have anything scheduled. At 2 o'clock, I have the walking tour which I am going to do. What you are seeing across from me is the government house. That's where the lieutenant governor of PEI lives and works. And lieutenant governor is equivalent to a state governor in US. What I'm showing you right now, it's a Beaconsfield Historic House. There is some information here on the plaque. I will zoom in and you can read. I have a plan to visit this, but I believe they are not open on the weekend. So I'll try to come on Tuesday, because tomorrow, due to Queen's funeral, there are no places which are open. Okay, they are open from Tuesday to Friday, 12 to 4. Adult admission is about $7. Student 575. For family it's 1725. It's good to know. I will come back. We have this nice little park here called Rochford Square. You may be surprised to hear that this park was built in the year 1771, so that's almost 250 years. This little roundabout of flowers you are seeing, it is a representation of Queen's crown. I believe it is okay to go up because there is a bench there. I assume it's for sitting purposes. Here is a 360-degree view of the Rochman Square Park and the surrounding buildings. Okay, let's proceed to our next destination, that is Tim Hortons. Yesterday, when our guide was saying that even though the population of entire province is 160,000 people, and the number of people who live in metro Charlottetown and in the suburbs, that's 80,000. So half of the PEI's population live in and around Charlottetown. So despite of having such a small population compared to other provinces in Canada, this province receives more than 1 million tourists every year. So prior to the opening of Confederation Bridge, which happened in 1995, on an average about 600,000 tourists would come, because the only way of transportation was either through a flight or through ferry. But since the inauguration of the bridge, now more than 1 million people come every year, which is quite impressive for such a small population. On my left is the Rod Charlottetown Hotel. It's one of the luxurious hotels here in the city, and whenever the people from royal family come, they stay here. So this hotel has hosted Queen Elizabeth as well as her son King Charles. The hotel is an expensive place. When I was searching for a accommodation, I did come across this, and I think it was $400 a night. So this is the local fire station, and inside on the left, it may not be visible properly on the video, there is a vintage fire truck. Today morning I had little bit of a mishap. It's a funny one. I locked myself out of the room I'm staying in. So it was early in the morning, around 7 o'clock, and I didn't want to wake up the caretaker, so I just sat in the living room for a little while. Thankfully, one of the caretakers woke up early, and I requested them to open my room. I still don't know how it happened. I still don't know how I locked myself out of the room, but maybe it was meant to happen. Last night, when I came back from the sightseeing, I bumped into the two caretakers, Melissa and Alex from Colombia, and they are a lovely couple. We spent more than an hour chatting about different things. I had great time interacting with them. Okay, by the stroke of good luck, I came across this huge lobster trap. Of course, it's not a real one, the real ones are really small. The way I understand lobster catching, I will try to explain it to you, even though it is little windy here. I hope my explanation makes some sense to you. So the way the trap is designed is there are two portions. The portion on my left, it's called the kitchen. Yeah, it's called the kitchen. Inside of this portion or inside of kitchen, there is a bait, a mackerel or other kind of fish. And lobsters, they move on the ocean floor. So through these holes, they enter the kitchen. After the lobsters have had their feed, they go to the other side, which is called the living room. Yes, it is called the living room. And that's where they get trapped. The reason is lobsters, they cannot move backwards, they can only move forward, and that's the reason once they are in this area, they are caught here and trapped. Once lot of lobsters are caught, the fishermen pull this trap out of water, and then they measure each lobster using a metal device, and the ones that meet the specifications are then transferred to a storage location, and the ones which are not meeting the specification, they are released into the water. So that's the overall summary of the lobster catching process, and of course I am not an expert in it. I am just explaining based on how I understood that. So let me give you a 360-degree view of the trap so that you can have a better understanding how it actually looks like. And now I will act little silly and go through these two holes here. I am here in the visitor center, and as I was looking at various flyers behind me, I came across a seal watching tour which is at 2 o'clock today, and I decided to go for it. It cost me $48 plus taxes. In the next frame, I will show you the flyer so that when you come to Charlottetown and want to do the same tour, you can use that information. So here we go. Also, I was able to contact somebody who will give me a private tour to Confederation Bridge. It's going to cost me about $200 because it's not on per person basis, it's on per hour basis. So every hour it's about $80, and we are expected to be back within 2 to 3 hours. So that's the money it's going to cost me, but it is what it is. I have come so far from my home, so I don't want to miss that opportunity of going to the Confederation Bridge before I leave on Tuesday. So now I have something else to do tomorrow, and once we get there I will certainly give you more information and show you how the bridge looks like. I am back from my seal watching tour, and in one word, inexplicable. I repeat, inexplicable. I will share few things about the tour. The waters were a little choppy and it was cold. We did get to see a few seals, but they were popping in and out of water. So I'm not sure how well I was able to capture them, but we did see a few seals. And funny enough, one of them followed us all the way, from where we were near to the port, and by a stroke of luck, we were able to see it right before we were about to end our tour. Something unexpected but really interesting happened. While we were returning, the captain asked the passengers if anyone wants to drive the boat, and nobody agreed to it. So I said, okay, I would do it. And for the next 15 minutes, I drove the boat from where we started returning back closer to the port. So for me, that was first time in the life, driving a boat, and it was amazing. It's still difficult for me to accept the fact that I drove a boat. So it was fun. Our average speed during the whole trip was about 20 miles an hour to 25 miles an hour, and it took us approximately 2 hours to finish the entire tour. Our captain, who is also the boat owner, Mr. Neil, he is a great guy, and I tell you this, if you come to Charlottetown and you want to do the seal watching tour, you have to do it with him. His boat is smaller than other boats, but it's a different experience. I have never been on a boat like that, and I was sitting in the front as you would see it in the video. So for me, it was a great experience, and I'm so glad that I didn't do it with another tour operator, because first of all, their boat was bigger, and secondly, there is no way I would have got a chance to drive the boat. So for me, it was a great unexpected surprise, something which I did not imagine that I would be able to do on my this trip to Charlottetown. So I hope the next few minutes of video that I show you about my boat tour, you enjoy it and can feel how exciting it must have been for all of us. All right, so I am about to reach Charlottetown Yacht Club, and here I will take the boat tour which I mentioned about earlier in the morning. Up until now in my life, I have only watched seals in a zoo. To be specific, at the Bronx Zoo in New York City. So this would be my first opportunity to watch the seals in their natural habitat, and that's what makes me excited. Let's go and complete the formalities such as a liability waiver form and some other documents that they would ask me to sign. Once I'm on the boat in next few minutes, it will probably be too windy and noisy for me to make any commentary. So that's why once we are on the boat, it will only be video that you will see. So the boat has a capacity of 12 people, but as of now we are 7 in the group. That's a good thing because we won't be it won't be a crowded boat.
Straight ahead of us, you can see St. Peter's Island. Expect everybody to be quiet because seals are they're wild animals. They have horrible eyesight.
Do they usually come this close to the port?
Sometimes they do.
Got lucky. I hope you enjoyed my boat tour excursion. Please do leave a comment and let me know what you think about it. Now the time is 5:30 p.m. and I'm going to an Indian restaurant to have my dinner just to try how the Indian food tastes like here in PEI. The restaurant name is Taste of India. I will let you know what I think about the food. It does have good reviews on Google though. It has a rating of 4.2 and there were total of about 800 reviews. So it's a pretty good rating, I would say. I came across Trinity United Church. It's again about 250-year-old church. One thing I have noticed about Halifax and Charlottetown, both these cities are historic and have been in existence even before the foundation of Canada or United States. Both of these cities have a lot of history, and if you're interested in learning about history of Canada or the east coast of North America, I recommend coming here. When we were on the boat, our captain, Mr. Neil, he explained that the waters in that area are quite shallow, and it is one of the reasons that this city of Charlottetown is so very well defended, because it has a natural defense, and that's the reason the big warships cannot come here. Unfortunately, there are a lot of shipwrecks in the area. On an average, the depth of water here is about 30 to 40 feet. At some places it's high, at some places it's low. For example, when we were on the boat, I saw at some places the depth of the water was only 9 feet. At other places it was close to 80 feet. So it's not easy for big ships to navigate. And our captain also told that during the American Civil War in 1860s, 3 American warships came to this area, and they plundered the supplies of the city so much that 1/3 of the population they starved. What I really like about city of Charlottetown is not only most houses are unique, some are made in wood, some are made of bricks, but even the similar looking houses are painted in different colors. The last time I saw such a unique architecture, it was in Lunenburg when I was in Nova Scotia, and now it is making me think, had I known I would get similar views here in Charlottetown, I wouldn't have gone to Lunenburg, because that was the only reason I went there and see colorful houses. While I was talking to you on this quote unquote walking tour, I missed my street. I had to turn left on Kent. I skipped that. All right, and welcome back. I have finished my dinner and now I am on the boardwalk. From here, I will go all the way to Brighton Beach, and from there, I'll go home. The food was good. The service was a little slow. For about 10 minutes, nobody came, and then I had to ask one of the servers to take my order. And the place was also nice. From outside it didn't look like it would be a big place, but it really was. And as you can tell, the sun is setting in the west direction. It looks really nice from here. On that note, I would like to summarize my second day in Charlottetown. It was more exciting than I had imagined, for the obvious reason that I went on a seal watching tour and had a chance to drive the boat. So it was like icing on the cake. I had great fun. Tomorrow, I would be going to Confederation Bridge at 10 o'clock. As I said, it's a private tour. So hopefully, it would be a good experience. And once I come back from there, I don't have anything specific planned. The reason being, tomorrow, September 19th, it's the funeral of Queen Elizabeth in England, and that's why most of the things here would be closed. So I don't know what can I come across and what can I do, but whatever I end up doing, I'll happily share that. And if you did like the video, please press the like button and share it. Hopefully you enjoyed my second day in Charlottetown. Please do leave a comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for staying with me tonight. I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a good night. God bless you and be safe.